Hello and welcome. You're watching a special broadcast brought to you by Republic Business. This is Rajat Mishra. The one debate that has taken social media and the India Inc. by storm is how much hours one is expected to put in to prove his efficiency. We started in 2023 with the work hours of 70 hours per week. Now we have another CEO, L&T CEO SN Subrahmanyan, who is vouching for 90 hours per week. So this has stirred up a debate about what should be the ideal work hour. And to get more insight on this, we are joined in by a very special guest, CEO and founder of NoBroker, Mr. Amit Agarwal. Thank you, Mr. Agarwal, for joining us and speaking to us.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Amit, we know that this debate is going on since last 1 year. Ever since Mr. Narayan Murthy started up debate by saying that we should put in at least 70 hours per week. Now, the recent comment made by L&T head that we should put in 90 hours per week, and he also regretted that he would like to have his employees working on Sundays as well. So, what are your initial comments on this?
So, I would agree with him and disagree with him both at the same time. That's my initial comment. I would say that for someone who is an entrepreneur, a CEO, a chairman, and who has high rewards attached to the output, perhaps he loves working for 90 hours. We as founders, we love working non-hours, but because we are building something, but then the rewards are also disproportionately high. And we are doing it because we want to do it. But asking someone else to do it forcefully with disproportionately less rewards is a different ballgame. And secondly, why should the number of hours matter? So do you think a guy who works for 6 hours, will his productivity be same if he works for 10 hours and 12 hours? And what should matter? Should it matter as to how much work you have achieved? Or should it matter how many hours you have really put in?
Right. So basically, you're trying to say that ultimately the outcome matters. How much hours you are putting in it, that doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, so that doesn't matter. What should mainly be conversational topic is that I want this work to be done. Company wants this work to be done. And my people should be enthused enough to work for those many hours when the situation arises. But asking everybody to work long hours and assuming that long hours means better productivity, and that's how you get more output is little odd.
Okay. And also having 1 week off or maybe working on Sundays, how do you take this argument? Because the discussion here is not to make it optional. The discussion here is to make it binding that everyone have to put in minimum 90 hours in a week or maybe 70 hours in a week. So how do you see this binding thing? Because the discourse and the discussion is not about giving anybody an option. It's just about giving them, making it binding for everyone to put in 90 hours.
See, it is extremely important to take a break because taking a break rejuvenates you and it is very good for companies. So if you remember Mr. Ford almost 100 years back, he was the one who made Sunday as a holiday. And Saturday, Sunday as a holiday because he realized that people will be more productive. And when people will be more productive, people will have extra time. They will buy his cars also. So if everybody works, including Sunday, who is going to consume your products as a consumer? And moreover, it's extremely important to spend time with your family to recharge so that you can look forward to Monday. Coming to Monday should not be a drag to office.
And right. And also, Amit, this discussion has also picked up steam because there are multiple celebrities who has jumped into this discussion and the debate. And yesterday we had actress Deepika Padukone who also highlighted concerns about the mental health. And she also spoke about that how people at such high positions are also talking like this. So do you think that your work hours has something to do with mental health and companies should also keep in mind the mental well-being of their employees, or they should completely put in the policy of 90 hours, 80 hours or 70 hours? What is your take on that?
I think this whole discussion feels like a oppressor and oppressed. This discussion feels like that. Why isn't the discussion about this, that there is something urgent that the company needs and everybody feels a genuine need to themselves volunteer and do it. And when that emergency goes away, then you go back to your to your life, which is much more balanced. So what I see here is that one person is extremely motivated to work long hours. And instead of motivating others to work for long hours for a brief period of time or for finishing a project which is critical or which is in emergency, a rule is being set that everybody has to work long hours no matter how critical the thing is or non-critical and whether you feel like or not. So I think, so for example, in NoBroker, I don't tell people how much to work. They work based upon the amount of work that they need to do. They take ownership of that work. I don't care about how many number of hours they are working. I don't care whether they are working on a Sunday or not. As long as they enjoy the work that they are doing and they take the ownership of that work.
Right. And also, don't you think that the discussion in India, as far as the discussion that has been going on since last year, is becoming more regressive? Because when the world is talking about giving flexibility to the employees, giving them option to work from hybrid, from wherever you are, it's just a matter of an outcome. We are talking about going to 80 hours a week, going back to offices, 90 hours a week. Don't you feel that this whole debate in itself is regressive?
So I'm not sure about regressive, but the debate is very odd because a person who has a very high reward, like a CEO or entrepreneur like me, trying to ask everybody else to work for high number of hours who does not have that amazing rewards, possible rewards, seems very weird. Why should I ask everybody to work high number of hours when my rewards are much higher than theirs? So one is that. And second is this whole assumption about that number of hours is equal to number of output is not how the work gets done. So in the real world, the work gets done when the people who are doing the work are passionate about their work, they put their heart into that work, and they value the quality much more than the quantity or the work hours. So that's not how real life works anyway.
So what are your concluding remarks as far as this whole debate is concerned? Where do you want it to stop? And do you believe that it will stop? Because since last year, we are seeing one after the other, someone is asking for 70 hours per week, someone is asking for 80 hours per week, someone is asking to work on Sundays, someone is saying that how will you be able to stare at your wife's face for a long time? So how do you see the entire debate going forward?
So I take a approach which is more practical. Normally, you should work for normal hours, get the work done. Don't worry about number of hours, but get the work done. You need breaks so that you can recharge and look forward to Monday. Yes, having said that, in business, there will be some emergency situations. In those situations, you will have to work crazy hours, but hopefully everybody will feel like working crazy hours in that brief period of time. And once you are done, you go back to a much more productive and consistent way of working.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you for speaking to us and sharing your valuable inputs with us. I hope providing flexibility will be the new discussion point that we may see in the future. Thank you so much for sparing time out and speaking to us.
Thank you so much.